Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where I make YouTube videos on finance every week. One of the main reasons I adopted this minimalistic lifestyle is because the idea of living a simple life with less just sounds really attractive to me. Currently, right now, this has helped me become very intentional with my lifestyle, mainly my finances. By doing this, it really helped me to cut down on my impulse spending and my mindless consumption and just generally every day just going over my limits. And nowadays, I'm actually able to focus on my long-term goals. If you're anything like me, your goals matter. What you probably hear about minimalism is it's just about spending less, but that's not really what it's about. It's about using what you have properly and spending money for the right reasons. To be honest, we're all going to spend money in some shape or fashion, but personally, I'd rather spend money in a way that I don't feel guilty and I don't look back on it and be like, oh, why did I do that? Now, guys, I won't lie, this does require some effort, but in order to change things, effort is needed. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Here are 8 habits you need to start saving money. Number 1 is determine what you need. Consumerism becomes excessive when you're just buying things and you don't know what you actually need. Reflecting on the last year, I've been able to look back and I've seen I've been paying for apps I didn't use, utility bills that could have been lower, and so much expenditure that I really didn't use. And for anyone that knows me, I always like eating like protein bars and stuff. But I found that I was spending too much money on that and I had to cut it down. Now, rather than taking those protein bars every day, I decided maybe I'll take them once a week. And that would be much more cost effective for me. I want to make you aware there is this vicious cycle that a lot of people are in where you spend your money and then you have to work even harder to spend that money. As humans, sometimes we have these days or we're having like a hard day and we think to ourselves, we need to spend some money to reward ourselves. Ultimately, what we find is that we try and rationalize our decision making when it comes to money, and we try and look at it as a case of, well, I've had a hard day, so let me spend some money and then this will make me feel better. But what's going to make you really feel better is having a life with zero worries of money. Being financially literate and intelligent is definitely going to make you have less worries. To point number 2, sell what you don't need. Too often we have these periods where we buy things and then 2 years later we don't use them. A cost per use isn't adding up. Some people get cars and they choose to walk everywhere. So why have the car? Some people pay for Netflix, but they don't even use Netflix. I guarantee you listening right now that you have clothes that you don't wear and never planning to wear. So why do you have them? Now I'm going to place a suggestion into your head. Why don't you sell them on Depop? I'm sure that you've never considered this, but why don't you sell the old clothes that you're never going to use and sell them on Depop? Because then you can get a bit, maybe 30% back from giving those clothes away. So there was actually a phase where me and my girlfriend, we looked at our clothes and we just thought, there's a lot of clothes that we have that we don't actually use, so let's just sell them on Depop. And for a bit of time, my girlfriend was actually making a fair bit of money from selling things on Depop. And that's what people do nowadays. They declutter and sell things on Depop, sell them online. And I would suggest to do the same, like it. But every purchase you make takes storage space in your brain. The things you sell and get rid of, the more space you have in your brain. And this is the process of decluttering. It is a win-win if you can sell your clothes on Depop and make a bit of money. At the same time, you're getting rid of clothes that you don't actually want and will never plan to wear. And you're giving it to someone who ultimately might not have that many clothes. It's such a W. Doing these things definitely make you less stressed and will make you more motivated to achieve your financial goals. The third habit that will make you save money is meal prepping. Now, meal prepping is the process in which you batch cook a whole load of items and ingredients and you store them in the fridge to be eaten every single day at a certain time period. This really hits home the core principle of minimalism. You're using minimal effort, using all your ingredients once, and it will last you 7 times. You're probably asking, how does that habit actually help me save money? Well, statistically, people who eat meal preps tend to not buy out and use as much Uber Eats. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. Uber Eats is very expensive. For what the same thing you could cook up and batch cook up in Aldi, you're getting charged 3 times the amount and delivery fees. If you're happy to pay that in 2024, then that's fine. But this is something that I'm completely cutting out in my lifestyle. And once you've made the food, you're really going to be less inclined to eat out because you know there's food at home for you. And let's be honest, everyone hates wasting. So you don't want to waste 5 boxes of food that you've already made. The real benefit to doing this is having a fixed cost. So I know how much my weekly cost is going to cost every single time. I eat the same thing every single time. It helps me stay fit, in shape, but it also gives me a regime, a regiment. Number 4 is enjoy simplicity. And I'm just going to leave it on that. Enjoy simplicity. Number 5 is repair and care. Repair and care is one of the day-old questions people have asked of themselves from the dawn of time. Should I repair this and carry on using something that's kind of semi-broken? Or should I be done with it and purchase a new item? Everyone can think of a time where they have a bike, and should you repair it and carry on using that bike, or should you just get a new bike entirely? So number 6 is doing your research. So this applies to when you're trying to buy new items. We all are in that process of buying things, especially when it comes down to Christmas. But what I find really helpful is looking at the reviews of companies and websites and seeing, is this really worth the money that I actually want to pay for it? For example, you might be trying to get your girlfriend a certain perfume, but then if you look at the reviews of the reviews of the perfume aren't that good. So maybe it's better to look at a cheaper perfume, but that has better reviews. And that is the process that I find myself in. Anytime that I want to purchase something, I really have to look at the reviews and think, okay, is this worth the money that I'm going to pay? If it's not, then I'm not going to pay it. Let me just get a cheaper alternative. I also think research is especially useful when it comes to investing. I always take my Sundays and my Saturdays to look at what I'm going to invest within maybe the next 2 months, the next 5 months, the next 8 months, long-term investing. And if you're not doing your due diligence, how the hell are you going to know what to invest in? Right now, I think Bitcoin is just being listed as an ETF. And for a lot of people, if you don't do your research, you would have never found this out. So maybe you've just missed that investment. Number 7 is removing temptation. This is something that I had to do. You have to remove the urge to buy something. Nowadays, every so often, I make it a process where I have to go through my emails and unsubscribe to people's marketing lists and delete my junk. Sometimes when you see an email and it comes up telling you to buy certain things and you're already interested in those things, it might give you the temptation to buy it. And obviously, I want to remove all the cues, all the triggers to that temptation, to the action. For example, I don't have the Uber Eats app on my phone. But if I had it there, then that temptation, seeing it every day, would probably urge me to then one day splurge. This really helped me on Black Friday. Black Friday, you're getting so many deals left, right, and center. I'm unsubscribed from all of that. You don't get all of that rubbish. You don't get any temptation to do as such. And number 8 is checking your environment. If your environment is telling you to spend a lot of money, then you're just going to do such. So back when I was in university in my first years and second years, I seen some of my colleagues that would spend £70 in a night just on drinks alone. And they could never justify why they would spend, but everyone around them was spending like that. So everybody around you is spending like that. What do you think you're going to be doing? Whether you're in sixth form, whether you're in university, whether you're an adult, this works the same way. However your environment is, you're going to spend the exact same way. If you're around people that have to make sure that they count for everything, they account for every penny, every dollar, then you're going to be that type of person. But if you're around someone who never worries, never checks the bills, never cares, then you're also going to be very careless, casual, because you're going to try and match their macho. So this is the end of the video, and these are 8 minimalistic habits that will save you money in the future. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in finance, like and subscribe for everything finance. I also have a Discord channel where we do talk about investments. It's going to be definitely marketed for next year. I definitely want to share with you guys what I'm looking at in terms of the markets, and this will help you. Now, this is in terms of Forex, this is in terms of commodities, this is in terms of indices, in terms of ETFs. See you guys in the next video, and have a good day. Peace.